Good evening, my name is Brian, and I'll be the third speaker of this conversation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the opposition side asked us a very crucial question. If changed, what will be changed? So, before starting and going on to my main speech, I would like to first answer this question. According to an article, Kim Young-oh, the representative speaker of the National Assembly, advised, and we also think so, that one of the main things that need to be changed is the second half of the 18th National Assembly because of a few reasons. Firstly, it is too vague, and secondly, this amendment was made in 1987. Last revision was in 1987. What does this mean? This means that this amendment was made directly for the economic growth of a developing country, not a developed country like our country wants to be. In other words, we believe that parts like this should be changed because, like we have said before, the fact that the amendment is too vague, and also secondly because the status quo of Korea is changing. Now, our side believes, and the opposition side failed to rebuttal the fact that the amendments are too vague. So we will consider that opposition side has admitted that the amendment is too vague. Now going on. Now the opposition side talked about candle strikes, about how the candle strikes are a good example of how people are trying to check the power of the government. And also, they have mentioned that if the amendments are changed, then the government will have too much power. That the government could be much of a dangerous source because the government will power the amendments. Well, what we would like to ask is, why is this true? All we have to do is, when we were making the amendments, who changed the amendments? The lawmakers. Now, who's the lawmakers? The citizens. Now, all the citizens, the lawmakers are basically a representative of the lawmakers, which thus proves that the lawmakers will listen to the citizens, and thus the government will not have the total power that the opposition assume that will happen. Now, going on, let's look at the three reasons that the opposition has given us. The first reason was that it will be difficult for all the people to unify. The second reason, it takes too much time, money, and effort, which is not valuable enough for the change of the amendment. And the final reason was that it will bring social chaos. In other words, the first two reasons was because it is too hard and it's not worth it. Well, I would like to give an example. What the opposition side has stated was that changing an amendment is too hard. It is something that is too hard and it should not be changed. Well, take an example of slavery. Why did America change slavery? It's because they needed it. And in our side's opinion, we strongly believe that due to the vaguity and the fact that it's too vague, and the fact that the amendments were matched for the economic growth of the developing country, it is most needed. Like the freedom of slaves, it is most needed for the greater good of the nation itself. Finally, the fact that the opposition side mentioned about the social chaos. Well, our side, the second speaker of our side had refuted this, saying that this is a total assumption. Well, now I'd like to go on and elaborate about this a little more. Why is it an assumption? It is because firstly, we would like to ask the opposition side to give a clear reasoning why social chaos will happen. Because until now, a lot of several amendments all around the world have been changed, even in Korea. A lot of amendments have been changed in Korea. And was there social chaos? Of course, they could be a little people who do not like the amendment and do not think that it is right. However, although it is a although this country has to listen to everybody, if everybody's everybody's opinion must be agreed on, then there could be no law existing because there's always someone who opposes to a law. In other words, social chaos, in our side's opinion, is a total assumption. Now, to summarize, the three arguments given by the opposition side have been proved wrong, and we would like to finally ask the opposition side, why is social chaos going to happen? Thank you.